Good morning. My name is Hussein Jan Mohammed. I'm a PhD candidate in the Faculty of Music.
My name is Tianyi. I'm an MH student from Electrical and Computer Engineering.
Well, my name is Wenhua. I'm also from Electrical and Computer Engineering department.
As a choir director and voice teacher, I often meet people who feel very unconfident about their singing. If I ask them if their voice sounded more like a nightingale or crow, most people will tell me their voice sounds like a crow. Sadly, that results in not feeling like they can sing or want to sing. That means that they don't have access to the positive effects of singing. Research shows that there are mental, spiritual, and physical health benefits to singing. There's an increased sense of well-being, and when you sing with others, you have a greater sense of belonging, not to mention a vehicle for self-expression. Those who want to improve can take voice lessons, go online, or even look at some apps that exist. However, there are challenges when doing that. The cost of voice lessons is prohibitive. Access to a vocal coach on a regular basis is difficult. When you go online, you don't receive the feedback you need. And vocal apps that do exist focus on singing the right note, but not helping you improve your voice. Our programming team has developed an app called Resonate that will actually help you to improve your voice. The goal of the app is to help singers to get better breath control so they can sing a note over a longer period of time or a phrase, and also to produce a rich, bright, resonant tone. The Resonate app provides feedback through quantifiable analysis and visual representation, with exercises to build the skills.
All right, so let's start the demonstration. Let's say that I'm a student who wants to improve my singing skills. And I met Hossein at a concert, knowing that he's also a great vocal teacher. So I decide to drop by his studio and have a conversation. So hi, Hossein.
Hi, Tianyi. Thank you so much for coming by. Nice to see you.
Nice to see you
How
too.
can I help you?
Yes, I would like to improve my singing skills, but I'm also a student, so I would like to know how much it would be if I want to meet you once a week.
Of course. Meeting me once a week it's $80 an hour.
Oh.
And I know as a student that's not very possible, but you know there's this great new app called Resonate that I've just downloaded on my phone.
Oh.
And it'll help you with some exercises, which means that you can practice on your own and maybe come and see me once a month.
That sounds great.
Can I show you the app?
Sure, go ahead.
Okay, awesome. It's called Resonate.
Mm-hmm.
And when you open the app, it takes you to through some welcome pages.
Okay.
And you have opportunities to practice.
Mm-hmm.
You can take some lessons and even record your voice and save them into a library.
Sounds good.
So why don't we start with the first one, breath control.
Okay.
Breath control helps you to keep your voice steady over time,
Mm-hmm.
all right? And so why don't we do that?
Sure,
We'll
we can
record
just
your
try it.
voice now and see if you could sing any note on any vowel and see how long you can sing for.
Oh, it says my breath flowed consistently for 7.7 seconds.
That's right, out of 10 seconds, so there's room for improvement.
Okay.
If you'd like to listen to your audio, you can listen to your playback of your voice,
Mm-hmm.
or we can take a lesson to help you improve.
Sure, go ahead.
This lesson is called the breath control lesson, and the
Okay.
goal is to create an exhale, when you exhale, to create a hissing sound like this.
I see. Okay. So shall I try it?
Yeah, why don't we try that and see how long you can sustain the hiss.
Oh,
Wow, you're doing really well. This is awesome.
thank you.
Spectacular work. So with this app, you can there's a graph that shows you how long you've sung and
Okay.
and it tells you how consistent your breath flowed. You can hear it. It gives you some tips,
Nice.
and then you can try again or practice. All right.
What about the other one?
Yes, sure. I'll show you. This one is very cool. It's called vocal resonance.
Okay.
Vocal resonance looks at how bright and rich your voice is.
I
Right.
see.
This app detects 3 qualities of your voice.
Mm-hmm.
It shows you a woofy voice,
Oh,
or it detects a resonant, rich, bright voice,
okay.
or it shows you your nasal, whether your voice is nasal, sharp, or edgy.
I see.
Okay. It gives you graphs as you're singing
Mm-hmm.
to demonstrate what kind of voice you're singing with. A woofy, dark sound,
Okay.
or a rich, resonant sound with 2 peaks,
Uh-huh.
or a nasal, edgy sound with a 1 very high peak.
All right. Well,
The goal is to keep a resonant sound and the 2
I
middle
see.
peaks. All right.
Should I try it?
Why don't we try it?
Okay.
Here we go. Record.
Oh, so
Yes. You should sing an E vowel because this app is calibrated for the E vowel.
I see. Okay. E. Oh, it seems like my voice is a bit too woofy.
That's right. So it's back in the throat. It's deep in the body, and so we want to bring it forward. So you can take a lesson. It's called the NGE Sing lesson, and this lesson will help you to bring your voice forward so you can have a more resonant and brighter sound. All right, I'll demonstrate for you. Of course, you're just starting to learn.
Sure.
So let me demonstrate what that looks like in the graph. So you can see
Perfect.
there's more green in the sound, and it's telling me that I'm only 45% resonant, so I need to take some lessons too.
Okay.
But that's the idea of the app. Over time, and it takes time, Tianyi, you have great potential, and I know you can do it. With a little bit of practice, maybe come and see me once a month. It's affordable, and you'll see you'll be able to sing karaoke with your friends really soon.
Thank you.
Sounds good?
I'll see you next time. All right, that ends with our demonstration. Now, I'll quickly talk about the structure of our software. So after the user log into their account, they could choose either the breath control practice or the vocal tone practice to have a test of the baseline of what they are doing in their singing skills. After that, they could go to the corresponding exercises or lessons to get more improvement. The result analysis will be provided every time the user records their voice, and the data will be stored in our database as well. So after the user takes the lessons or exercises several times, they could go back to our practice or test to see how much they have improved. Now we'll talk about the future work.
Okay. I will talk about what we will further implement in our app, in our project. First, as you could see, our app might be too technical by showing the graphs. So we really want to gamify our app to encourage young users to use it. Also, at present, our app can only detect E words, and we really want to cover all words in our app using different words. Also, we are focusing on vocal resonance and breath control at present because these are not included in our apps, but we really want to have what other apps have in our future world. Also, we want to add more vocal lessons and technical exercise to include many singing skills. Last but not least, we want to enable users to check their progress over time. As for the keen learning, it's really hard for people in different academic backgrounds to put themselves in others' shoes. We should have spent more time discussing our background before getting into the project. Also, it's easy to have many ideas. However, it's also important to settle on one idea early on. We needed to be more realistic about what could be achieved within given time constraints. Thank you. Any questions?
Thank you very much.
It seems like some really great progress. Really fascinated with your automatic analysis of the spectrum, and it seemed like it worked.
Yeah.
My ears,
Yes.
although my ears are closed. But I'm curious, what level of training and testing did you do for that classifier? I guess.
So what do you mean by the level?
Because what did you do? Where did you get the data from, and how did you trade?
When we are looking at the graph.
Actually, I guess my question presupposes that you used machine learning, but I could be completely
No,
wrong.
it is not about machine learning.
So you just used.
We just use the building sensors and look at the spectrograms as a series, and we're detecting peaks in three different intervals.
I see.
For the Woofy one, we just look at the low frequency part, and for the resonant part, we look at both the low frequency and middle frequency, that is between 1.5 kilohertz to 2.5 kilohertz. If it is nasal sound, there will be another peak after 2.5 kilohertz. So that's how we detect that there's a nasal sound or a resonant sound.
It's pure logic around that.
Right.
Do you have any, so I still want to understand if you validated that in some
Mhm.
way. That is, did you try it with someone else?
Yes.
No.
Well, I've tried it. I've never make a perfect resonant sound. I could make a woofy sound or a nasal sound. We didn't have a chance to show what a real nasal sound sounds like because we are running out of time.
Sure, and it's not easy
Yeah.
to do all this, but I guess
Because
the
of the-
question with
because of
respect
our
to
time.
validation,
Yeah.
Is,
How much percentage is
no,
it's-
it's someone like you independently have to listen to a sound without looking at the spectrogram
Right.
and say, that was woofy, that was resonant, that was
Mhm.
nasal,
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
without seeing this, and then asking, what did your software say?
Right.
Did you do that?
Yeah, like I've do
So
the
that's a yes or no question?
yes,
Yeah.
it is yes.
Okay.
So I've used I tried without the app. I just sing, and Hossein will tell me what my sound sounds like. I'll do exactly the same using the app. It will tell me the same basically.
But we haven't validated outside the three of
Not
Okay,
outside
that's
the
fine.
two.
I just
Yeah.
wanted to hear
Yeah.
you. did
Just for the
something different.
timeline, we're based on our timeline.
Yeah. Although, wouldn't you just have to do it once, not twice? Just to be, you sing, you use the app, but don't look at the answer, and he doesn't get to look at the answer.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, so,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah.
No questions. The app looks great. Looks like a lot of progress from Smart Report. It's good work.
Thanks.
For how much more difficult do you think it would be for classifying the other vowels as opposed to E? So I think you suggested that you picked E because E looked like the easier one.
Right.
Yes.
It is
So
easy.
like, how much more difficult are the other ones? Like, is it?
Well, when we look at the A vowel, if you look at a spectrogram, the deformance, when the two peaks are very close to each other, so we would have to do more.
Calibrations on like which is the peak that we are actually detecting. That is a bit harder. Like, but I think it's still doable. It's not like not possible. So, but it takes time.
And in the research, in the vocal research, there are certain ranges of frequencies where an A vowel is sung at a certain pitch, and what the peaks are and where the peaks are. So we would have to detect those and then find them.
I must say, it's great to hear you speaking this way. I think you've come a long way towards taking what you know and joining it to, the
Honestly, it is really hard to
Yeah.
detect the methodologies for our app.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's really interesting. Quick question from the audience. Musical people.
Yes.
Talking
Yeah.
about gamification of the app, which I think is a very good idea. Do you know do you have any ideas of what kind of games you have? I'm just curious.
Games. First, we don't want to show those technical graphs for sure. Like, probably people don't want to actually look at the spectral analysis. Like, but instead, maybe just the result or something like a meter that's only have like red, yellow, and green on it, and there's a meter moving around. That would be way better. And for the lessons, probably we could make it like more active in a way instead of just showing the instructions on the screen. So
And if you have any ideas, you can talk about it after. We'd
Yeah,
love
of
to
course.
get
You
some
should, you
ideas.
should bring it to Pub Night and see if people get better after they drink.
Yeah, let's do that. I have actually shown it to a couple of my colleagues, and they're really excited about what is potential.
I wouldn't downplay the notion, great question, by the way. I love thinking about gamification. I wouldn't downplay the value of that graph, that dynamic graph. And I wonder if it's just some animations on top of it, that shows a dog or something.
Yeah.
yeah, sure.
It sort of encourages, says this is good, this lower thing.
Yes.
And
Yeah.
I don't know if that would work,
Yeah.
but I think that's where you should
Yeah.
start and only move away from the actual answer if that works better somehow. So, but I think it's
There-
really interesting.
There was one idea. There's an idea when you hiss. Imagine you have a candle in front of you, and your hissing shouldn't turn the candle off. So an animation could be there, you know, with a candle, those kind of things.
Stuff like
too.
that.
Interesting.
It's fun.
Very cool.
There's another question.
Yeah.
Aren't there any mathematical description of the woofiness and resonance and like
Nasal,
Nasal?
aren't there any mathematical models for these type of things?
mathematical
I guess
models.
it should be. They're like around for 200 years, so I think there has been mathematicians who have studied this type of stuff.
Yes, so I don't know for sure, but I know that within the singing community, there are particular, I wouldn't say formulas, but analysis of the formants in the spectrum and where the ideal is. And this is for Western singing. So if you're looking at like Bollywood or Indian singing, it might look different. So, but this app would be for. So that's what we're basing on. This.
Great, thank you.
Fabulous.
Thanks.
Thank you. Thank you.